Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, happy Easter, happy Feast of Death and Rejuvenation, and can I have an audio check, please? See if this thing's working. We'll do some hellos. Afternoon, sexy. Hello, Emma. Scott's, what about you, Sean? Sansom, nice to see you here. Yeah. Oh, the early adopters. Jim McIntosh, yes, War Games is a pretty good show. And John Francis. Oh, ha, audio proper good one. Ha ha. Now, let's see. Without further ado, I will see if I can get this. All right, I'm going to stick the link in the chat. Anybody that wants to come on, and we'll have a conversation. We're going to go one at a time. So whoever's first ins, first served. And there you go. Afternoon, Regs. Ragnar Orange Spear. Oh, hit the wrong one. Yes, that's what I meant. Afternoon, Ragnar Orange Bar. So that's the link in the chat. Anybody wants to jump on. What else have we got to say? Boom, 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 boom. While we're waiting, do you want a wee poem while we're waiting people coming in? This one's called Paradise. Forget the clear blue sky, forget the golden shore, forget the secret pathways that others walk before, forget the drinks and coconuts that exploit the passing trade. You go in search of paradise in the wrong place, I'm afraid. Forget the packaged desert islands with a culture oh so fake. Forget the holiday hotspots that are designed to take. Forget my numbing tours with nothing new to find. My friend, I tell you, paradise is just a state of mind. Some find it in a crowded room, some find it on their own, some find it in a secret place where they go to atone. Some find it by a babbling brook or in a car festooned with chrome, but some will tell you paradise is to simply have a home. Oh, who else have we got coming on here? Keep moving. Afternoon, Charlie Sparkles. James Hayworth. Yes, Emma, you would recognize that one. That's the one that's painted on my living room wall. Right. Links in the chat. Don't be shy. Come on in, say hello. And how do we get this? Thanks, Scott. That was one I wrote sort of in the period where I was just getting housed. And I chose that one for my living room wall. And in my bedroom, I've got a Banksy copy of the Pulp Fiction one, where Samuel L. Jackson and John Travolta are standing with their guns, but instead of guns, I've got a banana. Whenever I was decorating this place and the place was empty, every time I went into the bedroom, I near shit myself because I thought there was two people there. There's Rags.
I said it would come on, but
Ragnar Orange Spear, how are you, chum?
no, not too bad. I'm still nursing a broken rib and a broken toe, so.
The doctors are giving you all lots of nice stuff to take the pain away.
No, broken rib. No, they won't give you fuck all for it. Paracetamol.
Part, that's not exactly going to help much.
But they give me lidocaine patches to put on it for 12 hours at a time. And then I got that, that stretch tape you have for the gym. Helps you with tennis elbow and stuff and
Yep, I
certain
like like a tubey grip type thing only on a tape form.
Aye, yeah, that's the one. It's really stretchy. So I have the lady cane patch on, and then I have two straps over the top of that there, holding it sort of all on, holding it together, so I can actually breathe now. When I have to take it off after 12 hours, I'm like,
Well, at least you can breathe for half the day.
well, half the day. Uh, that's something.
So, what's new with you, Ragnar? Apart from the injuries, how did you do this?
I was going to bed the other night, um, and you know the way you know the way your way around your own house, like freaking in the pitch black. So I turn everything off at night, because I think it was my ma told me to make sure you freaking switch them off at the plug, switch everything off at the plug because they're still running during the night if you have them on standby. She says that's just burning electric for nothing. So I go around and I switch everything off except for the fridge, of course. And Miami, my black cat, decided that she was going to fall asleep in the middle of the hallway between the kitchen and my bedroom. So I was walking up the hallway, and she is pure black. You can't see her. And I went arse over tit over the top of the cat and hit myself in the door jamb on the way down in the chest. And I don't know why me too. I lay there for about 5 minutes trying to catch. Just saw this and got back up and climbed out the bed. Woke up the next morning. I was like, oh. Looked at my rib cage and it's fucking black. My toes, my little toe, my left foot's black. So,
How long? So, how long? How long are you into the recovery process? This couple of days, just.
aye. This was on what night was it? Monday or Tuesday evening.
Right, so you've another couple of weeks of this to go.
Oh, I've done it
Yeah,
before for you two. And I slipped in the ice on the way down the steps at the back one winter and crashed into the metal railing on my left hand side of my ribs and actually broke two ribs. And that was fucking agony for about 6 or 7 weeks.
yeah. Well, do you not have quite a bit of practice examining yourself with falling off motorbikes and stuff?
Yeah.
Scott's armor's got a pretty good point. He reckons that you fall off 10 guys by yourself, and you're just being a bit modest. Afternoon, Mister Moore. Yeah. So,
Oh, Ian Marsden, cool. And Scott's Armor's coming on my channel tomorrow night, along with DJ and Sense and Communum.
so Scott's armor's doing the warm up for his own show.
Yeah,
Yes, well, that'll be
it just
good.
gives him more runtime.
Yeah, that's a good That's a good Sunday evenings listening.
Mm-hmm.
I've been enjoying that. I oh, I might not. I might actually be a bit more chatty this week because I normally do my kitchen cleaning stuff on a Sunday evening.
Yeah.
But I'm mid spring cleaning, so I might actually be. I might actually be a bit more caught up and be more in the chat. We will
Mm-hmm.
see.
No, since I freaking injured myself, I've had to get the sister around to give me a hand. So she comes around and she went through this place yesterday like a dose of salt. Fucking Hoover and she had a Hoover in one hand and broom up her backside and polishing cloth in the other hand. And this is disgusting. Fucking 4 hours later, it's like a brand new pen, you know. I get
Uh,
a couple of bottles of wine for the Saturday evening. Then I say, there you go, sis. You know. she's happy enough. So,
Yes.
next week is ladies' night. I have Emma G coming on. I have young Jess coming on. I'm trying to get a hold of Irish Rose. Um,
No, I think what Emma's alluding to is you said tomorrow night instead of Sunday night for your
oh wait,
stream.
that is tomorrow night. This is Saturday, isn't it?
Oh, that's right. Oh, I'm all confused. Emma's coming Sunday night. It's my head's away with it. I'm all out of sorts with my dates and times with holidays and
Yeah.
uh, what hours I'm working, what hours Emma's working. Yes, I will have you there tomorrow evening. Sorry.
Well, I was sort of wondering there. That's just
Yep.
because I went to Little's the day, and Little's is closed on Sunday for Easter Sunday. Um, and I was in Little's the day. That's Saturday. Half the time I don't know what day it is or friggin' what week it is. So, or what month. My calendar was on January for the last 3 months.
Uh, I actually got my car changed. The clock on my car changed for whenever they are changed because I normally spend about half a year on that.
Yes, the X does that. It's just, it's simple. Press that button, hold it down for 3 seconds, press that, take it round to friggin' the proper time, and then press that, and that's it set. It's not something rocket science. But my car's fucking electric, and it has a like this TV screen on it, and everything in the car it has touch screen. So you just go to London time, Greenwich Mean Time. Boom.
Yeah. Right. Let's see. Val- Anything you want to have a chat about?
Um,
Or and anybody else in the chat wanting in? I'm not kicking you out right now. I'm just sort of trying to
well,
manage it.
I,
Just getting
I
used to
tell you
this.
what, I tell you what, I did set up to help a friend of ours out, Jack London, to get across here a bit quicker. Is buy me a coffee. It's a link on my stream for tomorrow night. Um, chuck us a couple of quid, and then I'll make sure that Jack gets it because I think he's a couple of £100 shy of the money he needs to get across here. His mum gave him a big helping hand. Then his aunt phoned him up and she sent him money. But I think he's a couple of £100 shy. He's really set to go. Like he just needs to get the man in the van and a plane ticket, and that's him settled in Banbridge. So and they got a new house in Banbridge too. So they did. Uh, Him and his lovely lady. Um, I wanted to get her on, but she works fucking odd hours. So
Yeah.
I think she, I think she's finishing up when she's finishing work when I'm finishing the stream, uh, type thing. So
Yep. Banbridge is a nice wee place of work. You've got the mornings about about half an hour away.
yeah,
Yeah. Go up and get some go up and get some hill walking, mountain biking done. Oh, it's great.
yeah. Well, I was saying to you in the chat there, I took the missus up there to the dam one year, and we went on the motorbike, parked in the car park, and then walked the whole way there from the car park. Fuck, I was an aggrity.
Yeah.
Until motorcycle gear. So,
Yeah. Right. I'm gonna let you out, and
yeah,
hopefully somebody else is going to come in.
yeah, no problem. But
Okay. All the best.
talk to you later, but
All right. Bye. Right. Now, invite. 1 second, people. And there's the link in the chat if anybody wants to jump in. Don't all come at once. Yes. Oh, here we go. Our Scots. Afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
How's yourself?
Aye, mate, I'm not too bad, thanks. How's it about you?
Yeah. Oh, going good. Going good. We've got the stream working this week, and we've no technical issues. It's brilliant. With a nice wee crowd in. I'm quite chuffed and
That's good stuff,
amazed.
but mate, I says to you, that, like just go with BT and things. You'll work it out, and you'll get there, brother. It's the same for everybody.
Yeah, we get there in the end. Here, Scott, question for where are you from Glasgow?
I am.
Yep. What was it like there growing up?
Um, sorry, I had to cough there. Wild, mate. To and the strange thing with saying that is, it was there was something always happening. But the communities were very tightly integrated. Everybody knew everybody. You could let the wains at the back, and everybody would say hello, good morning. If there was somebody living in the tenement buildings, they would. If there was somebody that couldn't get out to the shops, they would help each other out. It was in terms of local community. It kind of saddens me to this day because for the way that I grew up as a child to the way I'm mother now, it's day and night within the community, but it's kind of got to the point where the violence is starting to come back. And that's the thing that gets me the most because growing up, although I didn't have any difficulty, um, it was constant, you know?
Sorry, where's the violence coming from? Is it similar to the stuff that we have in Northern Ireland, or is it just uh, people being unruly?
A combination of both, mate. Largely gangs, and there was a. I think everybody knows when it comes to Glasgow. Very sadly, it's a hotbed for sectarian violence, and I've had the
Scott's, I didn't kick you there, by the way. I'm not sure what happened. Uh, there's a link back in again. I'm not sure what happened there. Uh, hopefully, we can get Scott's back in. Uh, or if anybody else wants to come in until Scott's comes back, I honestly haven't a clue what went wrong there. It was actually quite interesting hearing what Glasgow was like. I suppose pretty much like everything else, you expect if you grew up in a city that everybody else's experience is going to be pretty similar, but it's quite obviously not. All right, we're back.
Sorry, mate, that wasn't your fault. That was my fault. The internet's just kind of blew up there. That's what it is. Again, as I
Yep.
say, mate, it's a teething process trying to get to grips with everything.
It is. We'll live and learn.
Exactly, brother.
We'll live and learn. It's not so much making mistakes. It's persevering and continuing on and getting better. That's all it is, chum.
That's it, mate. I think whether it's individually or our crafts or our jobs or something, there's always ways to improve, and I think that's something that's a good motivator for us as a people to keep plucking away at it, keep just doing what you're doing and trying to be always finding that better edge on things.
Yeah, I'm back to trying to get some gym time in and doing a bit of personal improvement with my fitness and stuff. And it we'll need to now I'm trying to sort of get the YouTube channel up and running and get a bit. I think as a as a people, I think we have been we've a shit poured on us for just so long, and we need to begin to shake it off and start to try to move forward. Because there's always something you can do. You know, you never run out of options of how to make your own life just a little bit better.
I would completely agree with it. I think one of the things, if people aren't consciously politically aware of the issues that Europeans face in their own homelands, it will just take the last 2 years of lockdown stuff in terms of the things that have happened and the things that could potentially happen. So even just doing something simple is like taking ownership of putting a couple of tins away, or getting, if you've got the fortune of having a garden, maybe creating a wee space, and creating a wee bed to grow some seasonal fruit and veg. It doesn't have to be the biggest thing in the world, but it's the act within itself of actually trying to take some ownership, some responsibility, and just so that way that you're prepared for an eventuality.
Yeah, I'm sort of I live in a second floor flat, and I think the only thing I could possibly have a go at trying to grow is mushrooms. But what I am doing is getting the odd extra tin of food or whatnot. I sort of got something in the house. I think the lockdown, whenever everything closed, and all of a sudden nobody had any toilet roll, or the toilet roll in the passage just disappeared, like whoosh, gone. And it did show how unprepared we were for a world where you can't just go to the shop every day.
Yeah, I mean, I posted a thing just before you came live there on Telegram that I had seen, and essentially this is only in England so far, where the UK government are going to pay people a lump sum up front to leave or retire altogether from farming. And some people might not see the big deal within that, but personally, I think that's a sign of the times that the government's obviously going to be taking the centralised method of distributing your food, like it was probably back in the days of war. I mean, we've got that swine Gates one about buying farmland left, right, and centre in North America, and there's other types of governments in Latin America and Southeast Asia, as far as I'm aware to believe anyway, um, that are doing similar things. So, although again with the garden aspect, there is wee things that you can do. For example, like spring onions, they don't really need soil. You can effectively, if you buy fresh organic ones, just chop the heads off them, put them into a glass of water, and they'll sprout and grow naturally at the window.
Yeah, actually, that's not a bad idea. You know, you get wee bits and pieces going, but that's actually quite worrying that they're trying to remove the farmers, or incentivizing removing the farmers, because the where's your where's your wheat going to come from? Where's your grains? Uh, and the other thing that seems to be constantly under attack is meat. For some reason, we have they're trying to put us all onto artificial meat, and it's absolute madness. You know, and we're never going to be in a position where we can put a cow in the backyard. Uh, but it is like looking quite scary. Well, like uh, Klaus Schwab and everybody trying to centralize everything, and the Great Reset, and it doesn't look like progress to me. It looks like regression.
Oh, 100%, mate. You know, you tapped on the man that's somewhat being the poster boy for this, that Schwab character. And he's obviously come out, I think it was last week, the week before, at some summit, saying that they know that the food chains and all these things are going to be supplied. We know all these things are going to be manufactured. And the one thing that I would say, if you're not confident of being able to have meat, then there is one great alternative in terms of having something to put on the plate, out with getting the fresh stuff, which I think Butcher Supply, and that's going to hit soon, is tinned corned beef. Grannies and granddads grew up on that stuff for generations. If you can't get that stuff, if it's a bit too costly, a bag of beans. Beans are good for protein. It's sad that these are the things that we have to talk about, but again, it's just a little something can go a long way in terms of being prepared for an eventuality.
Actually, if you get corned beef and mash it with a potato masher and turn it into like a dough type substance with tomato sauce, it actually makes a nice pie. And throw a bit of onion in that as well.
There you go, mate. Again, it's the little small things and how you can make something go the extra mile. And I think one of the things that I wouldn't say the British people have necessarily been naive on, but one thing that's been definitely taken away from us, at least in an educational sense, is being taught the ability to take something and make it last the extra mile. Like again, when people were rationing, they would absolutely know how to use the scraps, make a stock, make all the wee essentials in the home go towards another meal. Whereas nowadays, people are, it's not that they have the ability, they don't have the education. They've not been taught this in home economics in school to be able to make themselves sustainable for them from the pantry that they've got at home.
I had a bit of a conversation with a guy I work in quite a large factory, and we've got an environmental officer, and he's always going around saying you have to put this stuff in this plastic is in the plastic bin, segregating all the waste. And he says to me, sure, you recycle at home, don't you? I says, not really. And he says, well, what do you do with your boxes? And I was like, what boxes? He says, like, well, if you have a pizza box, and I'm like, don't buy pizzas. It was like, well, what about frozen food? I was like, no, don't buy frozen food. And he was sort of amazed. And don't get me wrong, I'm not some form of a brilliant cook, but if I'm wanting something outside of, I would buy a pie the odd time from it's like a proper butcher's and they do good stuff. But if I'm cooking chicken or whatnot, it's coming from a chicken breasts that I've bought. I don't tend to eat more. A pie, that's like
I get what you're saying, mate.
That a pie's like pastry with a meat filling. You probably call it something different in Scotland, like a pie. I don't know. He's taking the piss. It's all good.
No,
But,
we have the mince pies and that as well, mate. But one of the things that you touched on there again is when you're sitting and having a conversation, mate, and people are saying pizzas and this and that, and you're saying I don't do that. Essentially, I do everything fresh, the best that I possibly can. People look at you strange, and I guess somewhat sad because people naturally years ago, although they maybe had a couple of tins, maybe 10 tomatoes and a wee tin of soup here and there, but a lot of the home cooking was done pretty much cooked, and then whatever was left, you would probably have the following night.
yeah. The other thing is, I don't have a microwave now. To be fair, it's a bit easier for me than somebody with a family because I live on my own. I can sort of figure out what I'm eating. I don't have to worry about making larger batches of stuff for 4 or 5 people. But there's a lot of people that would be surprised whenever I say I don't have a microwave. But I live in a 1-bedroom flat. It's big enough for one person, but the kitchen's big enough for me to do everything I need. But I wasn't going to clutter it up with a microwave that would maybe use once a month to poach an egg. It just didn't make any sense to me. But there's a lot of people who are like, how do you live with it? It's, what?
Again, mate, I think it's I'm trying to think of the name of the program now. And it was roughly around about the time that the daft, what's his name, Jamie Oliver, that the chef that was going round, he was essentially dealing with the school meals, you know. And some of the folk were essentially saying on this programme that, you know, the mum and dad didn't cook in the house. And I think that's incredibly sad. And this is why education should be very important in terms of home economics, where kids are being shown how to cook properly, learn about nutrition, basic homesteading, you know.
Yep. I remember my daughter, whenever she would have been in, I don't know, year 9, year 10, second, third form in old school, come home from school all amazed that school had taught her how to make cheese on toast. You know, and I was like, but that's actually not cooking. You know, it's putting some half toast in a bit of bread and sprinkling some grated cheese on it. And it's like, what? Okay, it's good that they're getting to do something food wise, but you know, taking two things out of a packet and putting them together isn't quite really cooking.
No, it's not, mate. I can actually relate to that because when I was 12 years old, I'd done home economics in first year, and the teacher was essentially like, "This is we're going to learn how to bake, we're going to learn how to cook properly, etc." Blah blah blah. Okay, first thing that they put up front and centre, an Empire biscuit, and I'm like, so you're just taking out a digestive, a wee bit of raspberry jam, not digestive, and a bit of icing sugar with a cherry. That's no cooking. MD they've got digestive biscuits in their house, or even chocolate digestives, can just build an abomination out of nothing. You know that there is no skill within that, and very sadly for myself, and I'm being very frank and honest with this, it never got much better throughout the whole first year and second year. So when it came round to third and fourth year, I just decided to skip it because I was learning nothing.
Yeah. Oh, Emma G makes a good point. They do have a Ninja Foodie, which is an awesome bit of kit. It's a air fryer, slow cooker, uh, air fryer, slow cooker, pressure cooker, all sort of built into one thing. And I love my Ninja. It's very good. That's it. Really,
I think they're very handy, mate. I've not got a Ninja. I've got just a standard slow cooker. But for tomorrow, for example, I've got a lovely beef joint in the fridge, which is going to be put in that with mushrooms and onions and carrots and all the rest of it. And you just Bob's your uncle away and do what you're doing for the rest of the day and come back to it X amount of time later. These things are cracking, but I completely stand by the point of like having the microwave, etc. There's no need for it. Right, I know everybody's big on these microwave rices. You know, 10 minutes. You don't even need to open the lid. You just let it simmer away and do its own thing. You know.
yeah. Right. Let's see. I'm
Look, sir, I'll
yeah,
bounce off and let
yes.
somebody else get a
That's
wee
what I was about to say. I'm not kicking you
shot,
out.
but it's been a pleasure talking to yourself.
Yep. And thanks very much for coming on. And we'll get you back at some stage for a longer show, and we'll have a really good chat. But thanks for coming on.
Pleasure, sir. Take care.
All right. Bye. Damned accents, Ian, because you definitely don't have a accent at all. Not in the not at all. Right. Anybody else like to come in? While I'm waiting, what we'll talk about. Anybody got any quick questions? Ho ho ho!
What's up?
Jimmy from Philly. What about you, man? How you doing?
I'm in the back of the truck working, so I can only talk so much.
Good. Lovely job. So what's it like out there at the moment? Is it warm, cold?
It's
You're sort of breaking up there. Yep. Jim, I can't hear what you're saying. It's just all wind noise.
oh yeah. Okay, better now.
Yep. So
Better. Yeah, that was by the window.
yes,
Yeah.
yep. That's better. So what's the weather like out there?
It sucks. I'm working on my birthday, so
Oh, that's never good.
I'm done in a couple hours. So I'll be all right.
Oh well. So have you planned to do anything for your birthday? You going out or anything?
So I'm gonna do 3 hits of some really good shit around 1 o'clock.
That's one plan.
Yeah. Sure. I'm doing that. I go home, get a shower, eat something, and drop 3
Yep.
for sure.
What have you any have you anything
What's
nice
that?
in for have you anything nice in for tea? What are you for eating?
What for eating? Oh, not really. I mean, I got some gourmet stuff in a bag I can microwave. So
Denise actually knows them.
I really don't care.
Yeah.
You know what you meant?
I've got super large pork sausages and I'm going to do some sausages and poached eggs. That's what I'm
Yeah.
for having.
Where you at, Britain?
Pardon?
You're in Britain, right?
Yeah, Belfast, Northern Ireland.
Oh, Belfast, Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
You got there with Rags.
Pardon?
Up there with Ragnar.
Yes. Yes, that's Ragnar's probably about 40, 50 minutes up the road from me.
All these guys are starting channels out of Dangerfield, huh?
Yeah, we're all just sort of I've had mine for quite a while, but I'm only just now trying to put some content on it. Jimmy, I'm gonna have to let you out because
Okay.
it's all wind noise. But thank you
I
very
hear you.
much. Thank you very much for coming on.
Yeah, sure, no problem. Have a good
We'll get a chat again. All right, thank you.
All right.
That was very nice of Jimmy to come on, and we'd have had a bit of a better conversation. It's just at the minute he's in a vehicle that's driving along. It's just all wind noise. So I've stuck the link back in the chat if anybody else wants to come on. I'm a G saying anyone can stream. Yes, they can, but some people do a better job than others. And I'm still on a learning curve. Afternoon, Square, how's you? I think we're going to do one more person if somebody wants to come in, and then I'm going to let this all go. Oh, there's Mouse Cat. Afternoon, how's you? Yeah, fucking don't fix anything. That's when things work, bosses tend to just let them run and run and run. It's a constant problem we have in our place too. Well, the only way we can really get any of our equipment fixed is just go, yeah, this is the point where we can't use it anymore. And unfortunately, you're not going to get away with that with a truck. Yes, happy birthday to Jimmy. Mouse Cat's just back from work. Yes. Anybody else? Any more for any more? Come up with a story. Let's see. We've got a bit of data here. Mr. Ian Moore, how are you?
I'm all right, mate.
Good.
As good as I can be, anyway.
Yep. What I do want to say is, hold on, take this off the screen. I'm sorry for your loss. I would say the right words, but the right words don't actually fucking exist, and there's nothing really I can say. But you're in my thoughts, and anything you need, just shout.
Sound, mate. Sound. Thank you.
But right, I know. What was your first mountain bike, mate?
What was my first mountain bike?
Yep.
Proper one?
Yeah, first proper one.
Was a specialised rock hopper.
Yeah, and what age were you at that time?
Fuck, what age was I? I never got into mountain biking until I was in my early 40s.
Yeah. I got a GT Aggressor whenever I was... Yep. Actually got that on a Cycle to Work scheme. The company I worked for brought on a Cycle to Work scheme where you paid off the bike over a period of time and there was some sort of tax break. You didn't pay the full amount for it.
Mate, I've bought downhill bikes, enduro bikes. I just used to max out the £1,000 and then just put the rest of my money to a bike and, you know, put another $2,500 to it or something.
Yeah. Well, I got that. I would have been mid-30s, early 40s, I reckon.
Yeah.
Whenever I got that, that was my first proper mountain bike. The forks that came on it were the SR Sun Tour ones.
Yeah.
Which lasted about 8 months.
If you're lucky.
Yeah. Well, mine did. It was round about 8 months, and then I put a set of Rock Shocks on.
Doesn't matter what you do to those Sun Tour coil forks, you know, the bottom end ones. You just, even an expert suspension guy couldn't keep a set of them going for any more than 6 months.
Yeah, you know, depending on, well, unless you're just riding along gravel roads, not if you're
even then, mate, they're either gonna corrode or they're gonna just seize the fuck up. The seals or the seals will perish, or they're gonna be squeaky.
Yeah. So I had that, and I did GT, and I was riding away out, and for all sorts of reasons, I didn't really. I got out of the habit of going riding. It's just the way life worked, and eventually, somebody stole it, and for a day, I was really angry, and then the next day after that, I went down to Chain Reaction Cycles and had a look about there, and got myself a loan and got myself the Effective Senator with dropper seat post and all.
The Vitas one.
Well,
is that Vita or nuke proof?
No, I've got nuke proof pals. Effectives are I don't know. I thought they were sort of their own company.
They are. I've spent fucking thousands in that Chain Reactions.
Yeah. So I got that, and the difference between, because the two bikes would have been about 10 years apart, and
It's
the
unreal,
difference.
eh?
Yep. Uh, who, whoever invented that dropper seat post needs a night out.
Mate, it is a luxury, but it's a luxury that once you've tried it, it's a game changer.
Oh, it is, because I remember getting to the top of a trail, dropping the seat with a quick release drop, and then from then on into the end of that trail, you were on your feet, and you come to a wee slight rise, and oh, it's just horrible. And
See the amount of people as well that think going up's the hard part. Like, are you insane? Going up's the easy part. Coming down where you're doing a press up and a squat for 5 minutes, dynamic press up and squat for 5 minutes, the steam's blowing out your arse.
yeah, that and the fact that that's where you can damage yourself.
And I've got a habit of getting, when I get into a difficult section, I'll forget to breathe.
Oh, yes, I've had that happen too. You're like,
Aye. And then when you realise that you do have to breathe, it's all out of rhythm, it's out of sync. I mean, with my past, I've got emphysema as well, so I'm just like, that was stupid.
mm-hmm. But so you came to the mountain biking later on, like myself?
Yeah, I took it as a low impact sport, a low impact way to get fit, and then end up in ICU.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything low impact about it.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Oh, Emma G's got a question for you.
Yeah. Yes, I can.
Yeah, I can manual for about half a yard.
Right. That's all you need.
Yep, and it's enough to keep my front wheel off the ground going off a drop.
Length of your bike, and then the more severe the drop gets, you didn't really want to be manualing off it anyway. You want to be pushing the bike through it.
Yeah, but I was not, even as a kid, I was never any good at wheelies or anything like that.
That's sort of staple here.
Yeah, I'm actually a bit better at endos than I am at wheelies.
I can do a mean endo as well, right enough.
Yeah.
So what are you riding at the moment?
Fitness hardtail.
Right.
Absolutely love it. It's got a nice RockShox Recon air shock in the front, dropper seat post, and I got nuke-proof pedals for it, and it rides really well.
Aye.
The angles of it and everything are a big improvement on what the GT was.
Yeah, the head angle in the GT would have been, Christ, what, up near the 70s anyway.
Yeah.
Or in the 70s.
James Hayworth, right, a manual is where you lift the front wheel of a bicycle like you would with a wheelie, only you don't pedal, and off it would refer to a drop. So if you can imagine something like a curb where you've got like a straight drop off, and the place you're landing is a bit of a distance lower than the land you were on, and if you do that and it's any sort of a height and your front wheel comes down first, you take a trip to destination fucked over the handlebars.
Dismount with style.
Yeah, it's that's one way of describing it. Jill Silverson, hello. Was there? I have sort of said hello to Jim Hayworth. Yeah, there's that about it. What I tend to like riding would be like technical trails. I'm not so much into having my two wheels off the ground. That doesn't work for me.
Aye, the older you get, the more you want your wheels on the ground.
Yeah, I like my two wheels on the ground. I don't mind sort of. I like drops and I like rock chutes and riding down steps and stuff like that. That's sort of my.
Aye. Word of advice, don't go to Glencoe. It's the most terrifying track. It's the most terrifying, 7 minutes of your life.
Yeah, no, I don't think I'd be anywhere near that. The one I did go to in Scotland, quite close to Stranraer.
Right, I know the one.
Has the
it's
big
part of
rock
Seven
slab.
Stains Network.
Yep, it's the one has the big.
Is it A Forest?
It could be A Forest. It's part of Seven Stains. It's also Dark Skies.
Aye.
I went there. It was I really enjoyed that. I've been over there a couple of times.
My favourite trails has always been the Golfy in Innerleithen. Those are like really, really steep trails. Trails you couldn't walk. You know, that steep.
Yeah, that's all. That's all right.
But you need a full sus bike for that.
Yeah,
You know, and again, at least 150 mils of travel front and back for it.
Yeah, no, that's somewhere I'm never going to be.
And it's about an hour climb before you get to do a descent. So
you're not selling that to me.
nah.
You're not. It's
But you can always go across the road to Innerleithen proper and do the downhill tracks. But like you said, you don't want the wheels off the ground. So
yeah, that's it.
but they've got the uplift there, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I haven't been anywhere with an uplift, but most of the trails up, I'm considering doing something really crazy, like trying to get my bike up to the top of one of the mountains in the mornings. I might have a go at that this summer.
That's hiker bikes are. I like doing that.
Yeah, I did it years and years ago up to the top of Donard, but it wasn't really rideable coming back down. It was too much bog. Too much. You just kept on going in the bog. It was you could ride for 100 yards, and you had to get off even on the way down. But there's one binion I think that you could probably ride most of that on the way back down. So,
what's your local trails, Ross River?
I have a smallish trail system at Mary Peters Track, which I can actually cycle to. It's about 3 miles away, so I can just hop on my bike, go out to there. There's 2 or 3 trails. Rostraver would be Rostraver, and where's the other one? Oh, Emma G, can you remember that place we went to was called? It's also out towards Newcastle. I can't remember. There's a country park that I got new trails put in. We went through a system recently where new professional trails were all put in.
Nice.
Up until about, I would say, 8 years ago, I don't think we really had any professional trails. Castlewellan, that's it. Castlewellan's got a nice wee trail as well. It was all just bits of stuff that people had dug in different forests, and it was good crack. But what I like about the proper built trails is you don't get a surprise by something, you know. You know, it.
Yeah,
When I,
they kind of
when I,
flow. If they're
yes,
built well, they flow.
yeah, but what you'd have been going along like Beaver Forest, was all sorts of stuff, and you'd have been going down a trail, and then all of a sudden there's a fucking ski lift jump,
Aye.
right? You know, and it wasn't appropriate for the rest of that trail.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you would come across stuff that, whereas whenever they're professionally built, you've got different levels, and you know roughly what you're going to be
Yeah.
getting.
Yeah.
Jill Sutton, loved mountain biking. The way was never great with having asthma. My mate at the time was decent though. He ended up getting endorsed and was given a Gary Fisher mountain bike. Very nice.
Gary Fisher, that's a blast of the past. Him and the guy Breeze, they were the originals.
Yeah, they were sort of
Joe Breeze it was, yeah. Joe Breeze and Gary Fisher.
yeah, genuine trailblazers.
Yeah. Imagine doing the trails like fire roads, full tilt, no suspension. Cow horn handlebars and a pedal back brake.
Yeah, that's. Oh, have you seen the guys Nitro Circus that are doing the jumps on contraptions?
I watched Nitro Circus years ago,
Well,
and I can only imagine that they've got fucking nuttier and nuttier as things have went along. That's Travis Pastrama's production, isn't it?
I'm not sure who it is runs it, but what I did see was somebody doing a really big gap jump on a armchair.
Killed it with a sofa.
Yep, yeah, armchair with casters, and literally a box with casters, and there was somebody did a jump with on skates with a shopping trolley in front of them.
It makes my body ache just thinking about that.
Yeah, that doesn't sound fun at all.
Right, mate, I'm going to go and get a cup of tea. It has been absolutely lovely speaking to you, taking my mind off things.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. And
I'm going to be going out for a wee pedal tonight on my hardtail, just along to my niece's, maybe get a takeaway or something like that, just get out the house.
Yes, get it. Keep yourself occupied.
But I've got plans. I've got a support network. I've got plans. We will get to discuss, you know, my employment history and the way I was treated with my last employer. That would actually be a good topic of conversation once. I get things sort of settled out or settled down.
Yeah,
because those bastards tried to kill me, which wasn't very pleasant.
That's why I sort of steered you towards mountain bikes, because at the minute you've got a lot in your mind and wanted to go something different.
It's the first time in 11 years that I've been able to think about myself.
Yeah, well,
and it's quite strange, to tell you the truth.
Yes.
And then leaving the house now, I've got a little egg timer in my head that I don't know if it's conscience or whatever, but I would only be able to leave my dad for a certain amount of time, and then I'd get kind of antsy and and need to be home sort of thing, and turning that off.
Are you having a feeling that you don't know what to do? You want to do everything, but you don't want to do it? It's all very, very strange.
I was joking with the doctor, and I said that I needed to borrow a time machine. But I don't want to go back in time. I don't want to bring him back. I just want to stop time at this moment, just so that I can fucking figure things out. But it waits for no man, And
I went through a similar phase approximately 12 years ago, and it was all a bit confusing. if you ever want to have like a private conversation with me about it and whatnot,
Yeah, mate.
I'm
Mate.
here.
We'll probably do that. Discuss, everything first, and then say what would be happy to share on this. You know me. I'm quite an open book. I'm not one to, have secrets and all of that sort of stuff. So, probably be best to check out what would be wise to make public and what wouldn't be wise to make public, sort of thing.
Yeah, this is it. It's, and the other thing is the internet's forever, and once something's out there, you can't get it back into the bottle. So I'll definitely have a think about what you do want to disclose and what you don't. And figure that out. And you're extremely open with your life, but you need to have a wee think about yourself as well.
When I focus and concentrate, mate, I can conquer the world. I've done it before. It's not as if I don't have experience in, just fucking pulling my socks up and getting down on and doing the work that needs to be done. I'm not afraid of that. I'm not afraid of graft. I don't look it, but I'm actually quite intelligent. So I've got no fears, mate. I've got no fears that way. It's just time, man. It's 3:15 on Monday. The clock started ticking. It was a case of everything that you've known has just been turned upside down. So
yeah, it is. Well, Ian, everybody knows. Anybody that's actually listened to you for more than 2 minutes knows that you're intelligent. There's it might not. Maybe not politically correct. Maybe not everybody's
I've got no filter, mate. I've got no filter whatsoever.
Yeah, but it's also clear that you have an understanding of the world. But
mate, I've just spent 3 nights at my brother's with him, listening to me and not hearing a fucking word that I said.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I heard you talking about that on Chris's stream, and if you're willing to talk, they're not willing to listen. The only answer is to stop talking.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
not be there.
Try to explain to them everything that's going on, and my brother's trying to give me drink and painkillers, and I'm like, 1, I don't drink, and 2, I can't take painkillers.
Yeah, he's coming at it from a totally different perspective and a lack of understanding. Which isn't going to help you at all. What I will say is, do not feel guilty for putting yourself first at the minute. You've spent a very long time putting your father first and caring for him and looking after him. And now it's time where you need to look after Ian.
Yeah, exactly, mate, exactly. But as I said, past history, when I concentrate and I put my mind to it, then the world better watch out.
Yes.
42, you're a gentleman.
Thank you very much, and you're a gentleman yourself. I'm going to let you go, and then I'm going to wrap this up, let everybody go on the rest of their day. But thank you very much for coming on.
You're welcome, my friend, anytime. Take care. Rags, take care. All you guys in chat. I've not been looking at the chat, so you guys take care, and I'll be back.
Excellent. Right. People, thank you very much for coming up and taking part in the chat. And the Ian, Ragnar, Scott's come on for a conversation. Thank you very much. Yes, we'll have a I am in the chat for Ian. Absolute solid bloke. Hold on, what was that? All right. Bit about the job of being a mod. Right, I'm gonna. Hello, Scottish Tom. Thanks for dropping in. And I'm gonna look at all these IMs coming up. I'm gonna bid you all farewell and say thanks very much. Next week, sometime, I hope to have a guy on that's got heavily involved with the protests in Australia, the Prison Planet. That will be a very interesting conversation. We'll be doing it live on YouTube. Then it's going to private. Then it's getting uploaded to Bitchute, and then it's getting deleted from the YouTube because I don't think that would do my channel any good to be left on. And Clark, thanks very much, and hope to get you on here someday. Emma G's just looking forward to the beard. All right, thanks, Tyler. Right, that's me done. Talk to you all later. Thank you all very much, and goodbye.